Hi, friends. It's you and me, and welcome to a new season, season 8 of the Boutique Chat podcast. Hey, I am here today with a 5-Minute Friday these are questions I get all the time, and it's the 5 biggest misconceptions of being a boutique owner. And I'm here to tell you, this is an industry that it's easy to get into. Anyone can open a Shopify store and start selling things immediately. And that's great. It's a blessing, right? Because you can have instant side hustle and income and build a business that works for you. There's so many blessings. But I think the downside to that is it also makes it look easy. And I think in these 5 misconceptions, you're going to find that it's far from easy. You are going to get out of this business what you put into it. And so here's why. Misconception number 1 is that everything I buy, people are going to buy it from me and they're going to pay full price and it's going to be great. I'm going to buy it, I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to count on making money from it. When in reality, especially if you're in apparel, but this is true no matter what you sell: beauty, pet, home and gift, books, lingerie, all the things. Consider this rule of thumb. Whatever you buy, you're going to have a minimum order, right? So clothing, for example, a pre-pack of 222. We look at this as the rule of thirds. Whatever you order in your minimum order quantity, consider that you're going to sell a third at full price. A third of it, you're going to have to hustle to move. You might have to re-merchandise it or repost it or get a little creative with how you're showing it. And a third, you're going to discount and move out, probably on sale on an extreme discount. You may even sell it at wholesale in an inventory exchange to another business owner. It doesn't matter. But the rule of thirds tells you this is a cycle, right? Buying and selling in retail is a cycle. You're not going to sit on your product until you sell 100% of it at 100% full price. You're going to get out what you can. You're going to take the cash bump that you receive. You're going to reinvest it in new inventory, and you're going to keep making money a third at a time every single pack that you sell. So remember, some things are winners, some things are dogs, and nothing is precious. So sell what you can at full price. Don't be afraid to take the markdown if it's sitting here for 6 weeks. Get your money out of it, reinvest it in something else that can potentially be a winner. Misconception number 2. My friends and family will be my biggest supporters. I wish that was true. And sometimes it's true. But I think for the most part, it's important to remember you can't count on friends and family being your biggest supporters, but the people who do turn out to be your early supporters, give them an extra special reason why. Make them feel so loved and so special and so important because they did business with you, a small business owner, and you gave them the best customer service that they can't help but want to come back and to tell their friends along the way. There's no point in shaming people who you thought would support you, because they don't, because it's only going to further repel them from ever supporting you in the future. And remember, support doesn't always mean sales. Support sometimes just means liking a post, leaving a comment, sharing it with a friend, or telling a friend. There's lots of ways of supporting a small business without buying from them. So double down on who is your ideal customer. Chances are they're a lot like you, and not all your friends and family are just like you. When you target everyone, you're going to reach no one. So double down on your best customers and look for more people just like them, and thank every person who supports you along the way, regardless of where that support comes from. All right, misconception number 3. I'm going to do this business in just a few hours a week. I'm going to have freedom and flexibility. I'm going to do it in my spare time, and life's going to be great. And then I'm going to go to the beach. And I wish that was true, and it can be true, but I want to put it in perspective. It is definitely possible, and I see thousands of boutique owners doing this where they started as a side hustle. You have a full-time job. You're probably a teacher or a nurse, or you're leaving your corporate career and so excited to start something on your own, and you can do it. And you can quit that other job and do this full-time. But what is it going to take in order to get there? I want to make sure you are perfectly clear that you're going to have to set time blocking and set boundaries around the things that have to get done in your business. And you're going to have to be really clear on what you need to ask for help. If you have the idea that you're going to do this all on your own, you're going to DIY your way forward, it's going to take you a lot longer to get there. But the more you can take whatever investment you can make to invest in asking for help, whether it's a contractor or a coach or part-time, intern assistant, whatever it is, if you can multiply your time, you can get things done faster, but only if you're working on the right things. So make sure you've got these things kind of budgeted time-wise. Time for ordering and working with vendors. Time for receiving, unpacking, hanging, steaming, merchandising, however you're going to display your goods. Time for photo shoots and content creation. We have to have that every single week, every single day. Order fulfillment, who's going to ship out and fulfill the orders, and how's that process going to work? How are your operations going to work, and where is there time for basic things like inputting numbers into QuickBooks or running payroll or all the bull crap paperwork that comes from the government once you're a business owner? Like, no, thank you, but it has to be done. And then what about time for analyzing numbers? That's all part of operations. And then finally, if you do have a team, time for training and working with your team so they can work while you're not. Okay. Boundaries, where you can create space to execute all the things that need to be done, and the investment in order to have people help you do these things faster. That's what it will take for you to move this from a side hustle to a full-time deal, or from a full-time deal into you having free time back on your plate. But remember, if you're a control freak business owner and you're doing this all on your own with no help, you're never going to get there. All right. Misconception number 4. Playing with pretty things sounds fun. I would love to be a business owner. It doesn't look that hard, right? Well, the truth is that the things you see on the internet from boutique owners, from other business owners, the highlight reel that gets posted every day where they're like, oh my gosh, it's a live sale. And we're just, like loving all the new boxes we're unboxing and all the new products. The truth is the things you see on social media are not the things making that business successful. The things making that business successful or unsuccessful is their focus of or lack of focus on analyzing their inventory, analyzing their pricing strategy, their markdown and promotion strategy, understanding how much inventory they need to have on hand, how old it is, and when they need to get more in. Maybe it's the focus on their marketing strategy or analyzing their numbers and where their money is going in expenses and what they have left to either invest in new product or to pay themselves the next month. The money is made behind the scenes. It's not made from a pretty Instagram account. You may see multi-million-dollar boutique owners who you think are killing it, but actually have no money in the bank to show for it. I see that every single day. You might see somebody who's modestly successful on social media who has a wildly financial or freedom successful business. All right, so don't judge a book by its cover. There is a lot that goes into it behind the scenes that people don't always talk about on social media. All right, finally, 5. The last misconception. The longer I'm in this business, the longer time goes on, the more my sales will grow and I will eventually pay myself. Or should I say, someone on the internet somewhere once said that, you know what, for the first 5 years, you're not going to pay yourself. You're just going to reinvest in your business. And so be happy with that. The truth is, you're only going to pay yourself if you focus on paying yourself. But if you're living by this idea that whatever is left over in the bank at the end of the month is going to be my take home, then honey, you're never going to pay yourself. The best investment you can make is the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. Or my friend Christine Gray is a part of the Boutique Hub. She's a partner of ours, and she does a great job coaching business owners on this every single day. We also do this inside of Retail Bootcamp. We help you analyze your numbers and understand this thing called the Where Does My Money Go formula, where every expense category in your business, your marketing, operations, payroll, rent, inventory investment, all should fall within a certain percentage range. And then typically retailers are saving 10% of their gross sales for themselves at the end of the day. So the only way to make sure you're doing that is analyzing what happened last month, what am I on track for this month, and then having the profit first strategy of multiple bank accounts set up so that as soon as the money comes in, it's getting allocated into the right bucket. And so your bucket, as the owner's pay, doesn't get automatically absorbed into the next pack of sweaters that you just can't live without when you go to market. All right? You're only going to pay yourself if you choose to focus on it and you make a plan for it financially using those proven methods. All right? And let me tell you this last thing. You're worth it. You're worth it. If you don't pay yourself, you're going to get burnt out. You're going to get into a fight with your spouse and your family about the money you could have used to go on vacation, but instead it's sitting in Barefoot Dreams blankets that aren't selling in your back room right now. And no, granted, they're probably selling. I know they're probably selling, but you get the point. It's easy to say, I'll pay myself next month or next quarter or next year or when I reach 5 years. I'm just reinvesting in the business. No. Your biggest asset is yourself, and I want you to invest in yourself first because you're the creative engine behind your business. You are the spark that makes your business successful, and without you, there is no business. So you've got to pay yourself and have a plan for your financial future, and there are systems and processes that I promise can get you there at the end of the day. All right, that's it. 5 misconceptions I see quite often if these ring true to you, you guys, send me a message either at the Boutique Hub or AJ Alderson on Instagram. I'd love to know which one you hear the most. Or maybe you're stuck in one of these misconceptions and you're like, hey, I need help getting out of it. Message me, message our team. This is literally why we do this podcast and why we're here, is to touch base with you guys and make sure that we're here when you need us most. So with that, welcome to season 8. I'm so glad that you're here listening. If this show is helpful, please subscribe and leave a rating and review and message us anytime. But I can't wait to be back next week with even more. Thanks for listening to the podcast, you guys. I appreciate you so much. Here to help anytime. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for being here.